Hello and welcome. In the next 90 seconds, you are going to form an opinion about me based 10% on my tone of voice, 15% on the words I use, and 75% on my image and my presentation, how I do my hair, my makeup, and my attire. It's called making a first impression, and we want to make sure that you do it really, really well. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Teresa Jadvik, and I represent E&M Training, Etiquette and Coaching. I'm going to share with you some of the topic descriptors that we teach and why it is crucial that you know these skills going forward in your career. In the past, etiquette taught things like walking with a book on your head and sipping high tea. These days, it is far more practical, relevant to today's society of the fast-paced internet and computerized world that we live in. So I'm just going to share with you a story about one of my participants and how successful she became from doing this type of training. So Felicia came to me when she was studying her Bachelor of Laws, and she wanted to go for an interview with a law firm that was predominantly female lawyers. We worked with Felicia very closely, and the attire that I put Felicia into was very, very conservative. So that was a little black dress with a little heel, not a high heel, hosiery always, minimal makeup and minimal jewelry, and her hair pulled back neatly. Felicia went to the interview, and there were over 100 candidates going for this particular job. Now remember, it was predominantly female lawyers that were interviewing Felicia. When they met Felicia, they interviewed her and they employed her on the spot. All of the other candidates were closed out, and they employed Felicia based on the fact that she looked like corporate Australia, as well as her credentials, obviously. The other candidates were dressed in high heels, plunging necklines, mini skirts, and a lot of makeup. They had better credentials in some cases, but they did not present themselves appropriately for corporate Australia. So this is how powerful these tools and skills are in landing the job of your dreams. I would like to share with you some of the content that our training encompasses, starting off with personal presentation, grooming, and hygiene, as well as dress codes. Now, when you are working in an environment, it can be confusing what dress codes you should wear. There is business attire, there is workwear, there is formal business, casual business, there is white tie, black tie, festive attire. It can be confusing. We will just decode all of those myths and show you the correct dress codes for the correct occasion. Sometimes it's about going under the radar, as we did with Felicia, and dressing less elaborately, so more conservatively in her particular job choice. If you're working in an artistic field or a creative, it might be more appropriate to wear something a little bit more funky with a little bit more of an artistic bent to it. So it's about being appropriate for the job that you are going for. Another one of our very important topics is cyber civility and social networking, as well as netiquette, emailing, technology, and device etiquette. So your social identity online, as you know, is really powerful. When a potential employer is looking at your CV, they will always search you up and see what your online presence represents. So sometimes we need to cull or delete a few or defriend a few people and make this a really powerful, positive impression for a potential employer. when we're with technology, using our technology as we do 8 hours a day. We're on a screen as I am to you now. We're using devices all the time. However, if we are with someone in person, you might not want to take that call from your cell phone if you don't want to send a message to the person you're with that the person on the phone is more important. So using your discretion and tact around technology is vital. Etiquette is very ancient and technology moves blazingly fast. However, they share a fascinating intersection, and that is that every day with all of the new technology at our fingertips, we need to evolve and learn how to behave appropriately and use our etiquette even though it is not face-to-face. Discretion and tact, setting legitimate boundaries, are very important in our work etiquette that we apply. So discretion and tact, we don't always say what's on our mind for fear of offending. We're always very careful about being conscious of what we would say, and we want to send a clear and precise message. Good communication. So a good communicator listens 80% of the time and speaks just 20% of the time. Setting legitimate boundaries. So example of this is you might have someone continuously barging into your office, interrupting even though you're busy. So a legitimate boundary is letting that person know to please knock or see if you're busy, not to interrupt. Interrupting is a very big problem in today's workplace. Now, manners and profitability. Why manners matter for profitability. You might think, well, I'm in business to make money and it's not important, all of that etiquette stuff. There is now crucial evidence from the solid research of Dr. Will Phelps. Dr. Will Phelps is from the Associate Professor of Behavioral Science and Management in the Rotterdam University. He has identified that it can take just one negative interaction in an office environment to lower productivity 40%. That is a huge number. In America, statistics are up to $3 billion a year is lost through attrition of good talent. And that is due to the fact of rudeness from team leaders or from superiors to team members within an organization. Also, we can talk about the fact that the now RM consultants have done research that 86% of North American companies now hire and engage the services of an executive coach for their managers and their executives. The interpersonal skills of face-to-face interactions is crucial for business and for their top producers in these companies. Many individuals, companies, and businesses now choose coaching as a proactive component to working and fine-tuning their leadership. So this is very important that we have these skills in place. Future organizational leaders that have been identified are put through this type of soft skills training to prepare them for all of the following negotiations and work for that particular company. It may seem unfair to some people that many people have missed out on jobs because when sharing a meal together, they demonstrated horrible table manners. Employers, when seeking people, look for the entire package. They look for people who can obviously do the job, but they also seek those candidates that are poised, self-assured, confident, and able to represent the company in the best possible light. A little bit more on table manners and dining skills. When we sit down and share a meal with others, the focus should always be on interacting with those around us, not by grossing them out with our lack of table manners. Even a casual coffee catch-up with colleagues and peers requires good etiquette. So a little bit about my background. I have worked in the cosmetic industry for many, many years in many roles. I'm also a certified business etiquette coach from Eleanor Knightley in Florida, and I'm with the Society of Certified Etiquette Trainers. I'm also a certified business I have certification with Business from New Zealand in organisation and management, as well as commercial law. And I'm a trainer and assessor Cert 4. I'm passionate about these topics, and I know that they are so valuable and beneficial to young candidates like yourselves or other candidates that are changing careers or moving into different career paths. So I've worked for lots of companies including Chanel, Estee Lauder, Revlon in London, Princess Cruises in America, and I've also worked as a freelance makeup artist in the TV and film industry, working closely with celebrities, actors, anchor people, models, as well as more recently, more so with business people, business directors, CEOs, and individuals wanting to go on to the next level of their career. So I am really excited to be working with all of you in the future, and I know that you are going to benefit greatly from learning all of these soft skills. So I'll close out with reminding you how important a first impression is. You only get one opportunity to make a great first impression. Make it count. This is Teresa Jadvik from E&M Etiquette Training and Coaching. Thank you.